big news for United is that David Ornstein has confirmed that Tottenham, Man United, and Juventus are all exploring a deal to sign Kolo Muani on loan from PSG. And first real sort of concrete transfer rumor we have for United. Now, it's an interesting idea, especially the fact he's bringing on loan, because obviously United, big links to a striker. We've got Rasmus Højlund, and I think everybody's pretty happy with Rasmus Højlund, not particularly happy with Joshua Zirkzee, and lots of talks about having to bring in another sort of already, at the top of the level type of striker, who is a bit older, a bit more experienced, for example, and going to give you 20 to 30 goals a season and let Rasmus Højlund kind of develop into that striker. And this is the first sort of big move that we are really being linked to properly. So Ornstein's come out and said that there's currently viewed as top contenders for the forward, who is among the best versatile attackers available in the window. So what would you like? Would you like to see that signing? Let me know. So this is the tweet that Ornstein has put out last night out on the Athletics. So if you want to know your best transfer, this is obviously your man. And yeah, look, in terms of the three options there, you'd like to think we could probably beat out a Tottenham. A Juventus would be an interesting move. So if you look at Kolo Muani, for example, looking at his stats a bit earlier, and he was signed from Frankfurt last season, to PSG. And you look at his career, for example, it hasn't really hit the heights that I think a lot of people expected him to do. So has had sort of a rise, went to Frankfurt 2022 and made the move to PSG. Now, if we look at his current season, for example, he's not had the kind of season that PSG would probably hope for. Just 2 goals across his 14 appearances and not really sort of hit the ground running. And I think, when they signed him on the back of Kylian Mbappe leaving, they were really hoping he was going to really solve a lot of their issues. Not quite been the case. And, you can kind of see when it comes to League One, has had to do a lot of his games off the bench. He recently hasn't been playing a lot, hasn't actually started a game in the league since sort of September. So, he's 26 years old either as well. So it's not like he's a young player. He is quite versatile in terms of being able to play in many different positions, for example. He's had a much sort of better international career, really, than he has had a club career so far. So it would be an interesting signing for United and a player that very much would, I think, better the side. That experience, 26 years old. He's a little bit older, not quite, sort of Rasmus Højlund, for example, your Garnachos and the likes. The problem is that we need goal scorers, and the moment he's struggling with goal scorers. So it'll be interesting to see where he'd play in the system. Obviously, I'd like to play up front, but how he'd be used within the system and how he might be a different type of player to the likes of a Rasmus Højlund, a Joshua Zirkzee. He's got a bit more pace, for example, about him than a Zirkzee probably has. So good to know, for example, the main thing is that we're looking at a deal like this and that we are investigating potential transfers and the likes because we need to add reinforcements. And I do think that loans are probably our best chance of getting any players in this sort of transfer window. I don't see us bringing anybody in permanently. I also don't really see us losing anybody permanently as well, to be perfectly honest. I don't think we're going to see much movement, full stop. But good to see that Ornstein has confirmed that we are looking at players.